Sekhmet. Today we arrive at Sekhmet. Welcome to the God Codes, and we are now on video number 3, and we are now diving into Sekhmet. And I felt that it was really in alignment. See what I did there? To bring through Sekhmet today, because not only are we in very powerful times, and we're going through a lot of transformation from dark to light. It's just, we need courage. We need to transmute our fear into courage. We need to transmute that isn't of wholeness. So the alchemical process is taking our darkness into light. And that's basically Sekhmet. So I thought this current timeline and the energy that we're in, let's bring her in now. Now, Sekhmet is so interwoven so deeply into my soul that I would say that one of my prominent frequencies is the lion frequency, which is why I have a very strong special bond with Sekhmet, as I do with Isis. I'm connected to all the gods and goddesses, and this is what you'll find like a stronger muscle, as it were, within you when you connect with each and every one of these Nitas or Neteru. And this is where the beautiful path unfolds, because it'll be different for each and every one of you as to which God or goddess works with you more prominently and what frequencies you hold within you, and then question why. Okay, cool. So I have been about fear all my life, but I have transformed it from being stuck in the back of the cave and fearful of my own shadow to now leading groups and, kind of really stepping into my leadership skills and kind of finding my own lion's roar to be able to help others find their own lion's roar. That's leadership. Now, leadership, which I'm all about, and you all have that within you, that is very much in Sekhmet's arena. Okay, so Sekhmet, the goddess of war, destruction, transformation, because she uses the fire in her belly to transform that which is of the darkness into the light. So she'll take your fear into courage. She'll take your weakness into strength. Those kind of things. She's fierce about everything that she does. But we have that element within us as well, and we need that to basically step through the timelines we're stepping through right now. So Sekhmet, even though she is depicted to be quite scary and, she don't mess around. She really doesn't, because she's the dark mother. She is a shadow goddess. So, she goes to those dark parts that you don't want to go to, and she makes you look at them as well, and she makes you face your shit. And that is something that none of us really want to do on an average day, which is why she's because we don't want to go there. It's scary, so we kind of look at her as being the dark mother as that's scary. But let me tell you, she has taken me from strength to strength. I even though she's quite intimidating in her frequency because she's so powerful, she's also loves me fiercely, because we're all one of her children. We're all her children, and she loves us fiercely, but she's a no-nonsense kind of gal, So when you invoke Sekhmet, and you call on her frequency, be ready for her, and be mindful not to call her in and forget about it, because you have to be ready for her frequency, and when she comes in, you need to work with her, because she's the goddess of destruction. She'll take down everything, and if you've forgotten to tell her to stop, she'll carry on going. Do you know what I mean? She's, but she's all for you, hey? She's all for you. So she is the daughter of Ra. She is also the sun god. She is the upholder of truth as well. So you could kind of call her a foot soldier for Ma'at. Ma'at is the goddess of truth, balance, order, justice. She was the goddess that we started off with these videos. And I suppose you can call Sekhmet a keeper of that truth. She's a foot soldier for Ma'at. She upholds Ma'at. So, that's what I'm saying. She takes no nonsense whatsoever. So she's an upholder of the truth. So, there's much integrity to be gained with working with Sekhmet. And as I say, I mentioned the fire. The fire, she eats up everything and she transforms it in the belly through her fire, because that's the alchemical process. She eats up all of that and then she turns it into gold, basically. And that's what alchemy actually is, So I just want to also talk about, I want to just expand now, because this is quite a big subject matter, because I want to talk now about her sister, which is my own very unique to me personal guide. She is called Shakirat. She is like a white lion version of Sekhmet, and she's her big sister. Now, Shakirat is not a goddess that anybody knows about, because she's personal to me, but she has shown herself, she's a galactic star goddess, she's shown herself to be the big sister of Sekhmet. And it makes sense, right? Because you've got Sekhmet, the dark mother, and now you have Shakirat, the light mother. So there's always a balance, you know. And you might find that with Isis, for example. Isis is like, you know, all love and light and all the rest of it. So is her sister Nephthys, but her sister Nephthys is her counterpart, a twin sister, and she is known as the dark Isis, you know, or black Isis. So it doesn't mean that she's evil or anything like that. She just works in the shadows, you know, whereas Isis works in the light. So now reflect that back to Sekhmet in the shadows and Shakirat in the light. So this is my own personal goddess that have come through, and she is a white lion, okay, and she is very much from the white star planet, which is behind Sirius. But anyway, not going into that too deeply because I want to lead you into the white lions now. So we've got Sekhmet, okay, she's obviously connected to Egypt. Egypt is in Africa. You've got the white lions, who were physically in real life discovered in a place called Timbavati, and they came from Sirius, and they are the keepers of the world, actually, but particularly Africa. And you know, it is said that when the last white lion passes on, we're all in big trouble, which is why now that's not going to happen, because we've all discovered the white lion, started to protect them and really understand the sacredness of these beings, and they're here in physical form. So my connection is very much with the white lions as well. Now let's bring all that into Africa. So now many people are attracted to Africa because this is where it all began. So of course your being, your soul, this is probably one of the first places it incarnated, probably. So, you know, you've either been to Africa or you're called to Africa. And let me tell you, once you come to this sacred land, you will never leave the same. I came here and I never went back, and that was 21 years ago. So, you know, it's like the lions, the white lions, Shakirat, you've got Sekhmet, you know, it is all part of the whole. So, you know, let's talk about that golden frequency, you know, that is what's held within you. And that is basically, as a whole, when we work with the gods and goddesses, that is what we are bringing online in its fullness. So you can remember exactly who you are. So, of course, going back now to the shadow goddess, Sekhmet, she is here to fearlessly go where you can't. And then eventually, once she takes you by your hand, you will go there, you will embody her kind of vibe, and she is an aspect of you. Remember, all these gods and goddesses, they are an aspect of you. They're not separate of you. So if you activate through the Sekhmet frequencies, you're going to ignite your courage. You're going to ignite your strength, your prowess, and also as well, you know, your leadership skills, because the white lion frequencies are all about leadership, but then so is Sekhmet. So, I mean, think about it. Who doesn't shit themselves when they stood in front of a lion? I've been stood in front of a lion, like a real one in the wild, several times actually, and when they roar and you are sat in a car right next to them, your whole rib cage vibrates, and there's something that comes through you as a frequency that will just make you cry. So let's talk about frequency now, another way that Sekhmet works with you, or she works with me, I would like to share with you. So Sekhmet is all about her lion's roar. So if I bring her through in a channel and a meditation, when she comes in and she gives it the rah in my face, it just blows stuff off. My hair blows back, and it's a bit like, whoa, you know, and that's how she just blows everything off. And it is a little bit scary. It is a little bit intimidating. However, I always see her, she comes and wraps her tail around me. She places her paw on my heart. And then there's this purring, and I can't even put it into words because it's a vibration that comes through in my channel, and my whole body just vibrates. And when she purrs, she unlocks portals. And she just unlocks, turns on, and it soothes your being. She always purrs so loud once I've been through a really powerful journey with her, just to say, it's okay, it's all right. So she is love, and she is light, and she is just for you, everything like that. But she's also fierce. So when you invoke her, you know, you're going to get a lot of that. It's kind of like a bit of a tough love mama, but she's all about the love as well. So when I visited Egypt several times, the guards think we're loopy. Us Westerners, we go in there, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're going in there at nighttime into her chamber where she stands," and you know, they say that they can hear her growl at night. They say that the walls move, which I kind of felt when first time I went in there, but like that they are so scared of her, and they just think we're loopy going in at night, going in with her. That's how much the Egyptians obviously respect her. But in Karnak, that's where her temple, if you want to call it, is. Karnak is a big temple, and it houses other gods, but you know, you go to the back of Karnak, and then like there is her temple, and they popped her at the back there because she's been a little bit of a troublemaker in the past, and they're a little bit scared of her, so they put her at the back there where she can't, like, you know, she can't do anything too much. So it's quite funny as to how universally she is regarded, but she's badass, man. She is badass, and I love her very, very much. So let's talk about how you're going to channel her. How you go, because now you're on video 3, you know that the run of this is basically to go in and honor her every day by maybe putting a picture of these gods or goddesses, in this particular thing, Sekhmet, on your phone, maybe Sekhmet on, you know, put a picture in your journal, start to kind of sit, take your breath in, and start to call her in. She's going to show herself in many different ways to you. You know, she may come through in a meditation, she may come through in a written channel, but each day, write her a question and just say, I need help with this, but it's going to be in the tone of stuff that you are quite fearful about doing. So for example, you want to move country, you want to go on a retreat, you want to come to Egypt with me in April 2022, just round the corner, and you're a little bit scared. Well, Sekhmet will make it happen. That kind of vibe. So, you know, it's like you're going to call her in to turn this negative energy, which holds you back with being in the fullness of who you are or doing what you want to do. You're going to call her in and say, help me with that. So it's really good to ask a question that you can actually focus in on, and you can work with her, because if you have no intention, it's just all over the place and you'll miss it. Okay. So every single day you're going to put in your journal, what is the issue? And maybe test and play with it and go, right, okay, maybe you want to do something. Pick something which is tangible, because if you say, right, I want to go and build a 10-floor wellness center, and I want it to happen like now, I mean, that's really big. And I mean, that probably will happen. But the thing is, you want something that's kind of like realistic in the next month. So, you know, give me the courage to do a video blog because I've got stuff to share. Give me the courage to find my voice and maybe hold my own workshop. Give me the courage to sign up for a tour or a retreat or whatever it is. Go and do something you haven't done before, and then just see how that feels and see how she leads you, because you want to be aware of your intention and aware of what the guidance is that comes in day to day. Each day, write down your experiences as each day you tap into your intention. And then you're really going to see the magic unfold. Because if you just sit there and go, hey, Sekhmet, how's it going? Yeah, make me fearless. Well, I mean, like, that's just going to be just like, whatever, it's going to get blown away with the wind, you know? And she's probably not going to turn up because she's going to go, that's flimsy. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, be really orderly with this, because also Shakirat, the white line version of Sekhmet, she likes order, man. She's like, you plug in here, you're anchored into Africa. Let's get your shit tight. And then things will start rolling. So do exactly the same with your journaling. Put in the question. Give yourself a task. This is what I want to achieve. You work with Sekhmet like she's a business partner, or she's a partner I was going to say partner in crime then, but you know what I mean. And, you know, you basically partner with her and then start to bring something forward. And as I've said with all of the other videos, you don't have to work. I mean, I'm doing these each week. You don't have to do them each week. You may be working with Sekhmet or still working with up for the month. So just go with it, but give yourself a timeline and just go, right. And because the longer you work with these netas, these gods and goddesses, the more potent it's going to be, and you're going to give yourself time to go, wow. So if you're working with her for a month, you're prepared to have your socks blown off. So, you know, like I can't show you now, but I actually have Isis here, and I have Sekhmet here on the other side of my computer, and she's right by a pyramid, and Isis is surrounded by crystals, and I honor her every day because that's my little shrine. And I say I smudge them every day, and I'm aware that they are there, so I honor them because I'm honoring me. So just little things like that. You don't have to go and do 10 hours of meditation in the morning. It's just sitting down, creating that space, making it the first thing of your day. Really, really important, because if you create it as the first thing of your day, that rest of your day is going to vibrate off that. You go and do it middle of the day, you're distracted, end of the day, well, you know? So start as you mean to carry on. And that is where the spiritual discipline comes in. And that's what we always must have. And I'm guilty of falling out of that, but I have to check myself and bring myself back in. Now, this is Sekhmet talking because I'm talking about discipline. She is discipline. That's going to be her arena. You know, so if it's discipline you lack and you're just saying, just help me get to my journal every day, it may just be that. But anyway, I now hand over to you the stunning frequency of the lion frequency, of the feline frequency of Sekhmet, Lady of the Flame. She's a power, you know, but so are you. So enjoy working with her. Peace.